So it was about mid-May when my Canadian friend visited me in Vilnius. We took a bus from the airport, which stopped by the Stotis area, otherwise known as the Central Bus and Train Station area. I pointed out the Vilnius portal to her, and her response wasn't exactly one of curiosity like I expected. Her response was something like, "Oh yeah, they seem to be popping up in cities around the world." I guess for me, this interactive portal between Vilnius and Lublin, Poland is somewhat quite unique. And up until a few weeks ago, I thought it was the only one, and perhaps the first of its kind. So this got me curious about the whole portal thing. Was the Vilnius-Lublin one the very first? What other portal pairs existed around the world? What I discovered actually coincided with some funny news that emerged at the exact same time. And so that's what I wanted to talk about for today's video. Where to start? I guess let's start with all the funny news that emerged. Yeah, so it was about mid-May that everyone started talking about the New York Dublin portal, for all the wrong reasons. The late-night comedy news shows love this story, so I'll just play this montage of news and jokes about the portal rather than explain it myself.
So if you haven't heard, there's this interactive art installation that connects Dublin and New York City through a portal that shows a 24/7 live stream of people in each location.
This is so cool. We need more things in our lives that bring us together across different countries and cultures. Let the friendship building begin.
What a beautiful idea. Two cosmopolitan cities linked by history, literature, and immigration, and now joined by art, and people are flashing their private parts while others openly do drugs and stream pornography from their phones.
The video is showing people pulling down their pants and mooning their fellow global citizens across the world. At one point, you had an OnlyFans model in New York flashing her boobs to the Irish. You also had an apparently drunk woman grinding on the portal in Ireland until she was arrested by the cop.
People are going to be trying to better each other, see who's worse. We're winning so far, so that's good.
Less than a damn week after the installation opened, it had to be shut down temporarily because people were being, people. Officials in Dublin finally announcing that they were taking away this new toy and, quote, implementing some technical solutions to address this. Though adding that it will be up again soon and that they will continue to monitor the situation over the coming days with our partners in New York to ensure that portals continue to deliver a positive experience for both cities and the world.
So yeah, after watching all of this, it reminds me of something my Dublin friend said to me when he was visiting Vilnius. He told me how great it was that Vilnius had Bolt scooters scattered throughout the city, and said if the same thing were to be offered in Dublin, well, so many of them would be trashed or somehow stolen, and then said, "This is why we can't have nice things." It kind of feels like that with the portal. Some cities just can't have nice things. As far as I know, the Vilnius-Lublin portal has been operating fairly conflict-free since 2021, other than long periods where it simply isn't working. But I really don't think that there have been too many obscene things happening with it, not in the same way as Dublin, New York. I don't know, maybe it just didn't make the news? Or maybe everyone's just behaving themselves. But until someone tells me otherwise, I'm gonna say that tourists and residents of Vilnius and Lublin have simply been more courteous and responsible with their new toy. I think the New York Dublin portal opened on or around May 12th, and it was shut down in less than a week because of all that stuff. Crazy. Here we are in Lithuania and Poland, and it's been going strong for like 3 years now. That's impressive. And so that's observation number 1. The second thing I noticed was when I looked at the articles about the New York Dublin portal, I noticed the creator of the portal project was named Benediktas Gilis, a Lithuanian name if I've ever seen one. So that made me think, is the portal project really created by a Lithuanian? And does that make the Vilnius one the first of its kind? Well, if that's the case, that's pretty cool. Well, I then checked out the website of Benediktas, and sure enough, he's a Lithuanian from Vilnius. I then went to the official portal website, and sure enough, the only ones that exist currently are the New York Dublin pair and the Vilnius-Lublin pair, which means, yes, Vilnius's portal was the first. I think the Portals project is a great idea, and I commend Benediktas for inventing it and bringing it to other parts of the world. If one of his life goals is to promote tolerance, I can see how this would try to achieve that. I'm sure that there's quite a cost to having a 24-hour dual live stream displayed in 2 parts of the world, so it really is a public investment as something that is more like a form of public art. But maybe it's just not suitable for Dubliners and New Yorkers. And so what do you think of the Portals project, and how people in Vilnius and Lublin have been more responsible with it? And then I also want to ask you, what are some good and bad city combinations for a Portals project? I imagine Vilnius and Moscow would go horribly wrong, but like Kaunas or Vilnius and Taipei would probably be a good one. Maybe Delhi and Tokyo would work nicely too? I guess the possibilities, both good and bad, are somewhat endless. But anyways, do leave a comment down below to share your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
It makes sense. You put New York and Dublin together, and what do you get? Boston.
Dublin, you're just lucky you're mostly dealing with tourists right now. Let's move that portal to a middle school in the Bronx. Then we'll see what happens.